Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with a review of the new Challengers #1. This is the new offering from DC's New Age of Heroes. I think the luster is off of this particular brand a little bit, the DC New Age of Heroes, I think. I don't know if everybody's excited for Challengers of the Unknown. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's just new Challengers. They're not saying of the Unknown here, but they do inside the book. So, once again, I'm not even sure if DC is confident in this particular IP because they're not even going full out on the title. This is just my opinion, but I'm a different breed of cat. And okay, so I got to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of the Challengers of the Unknown. So when this came out, I was actually very excited because I've always wanted to like. It's one of those titles. I don't know if you have one of these, but you want to like that title, but every time you open it, it's like, it's all right, I guess. I mean, we're sort of getting this already with Cave Carson. It's basically the same story. They go out and they have adventures. In this case, you know, it's a little bit different. I got to admit, they put a new spin on it, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. But it is one of the things that has kept me from really embracing this. And as you could tell, this is not exactly a glowing review, but this isn't exactly going to be a bad one either. The whole thing about this, or the premise around this one, is basically Suicide Squad for the dead. So these people arrive, of course, they're all discombobulated and such like that, and they're wondering what's going on. And this guy shows up and says, hey, you get to join this group. You died, guys. You're dead. And now you get to join this group where you're going to explore and you're going to save the world. You're going to get an opportunity to be useful even in death. And if you refuse, have a good day. You're dead. Bye. You know, so you still get this chance at an air quotes life in this particular Challengers. So I kind of liked that. I kind of liked that little turn on it. Now, I don't remember the original Challengers. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan. So this isn't a title that I've read over and over. And I don't know if that's an aspect. I'm sure somebody who's a bigger fan of the Challengers of the Unknown could check that out. But yeah, I like that aspect of it because it led to a couple of scenes which were quite interesting as to what happens when somebody refuses to go along on the mission. But there you go. Suicide Squad for the dead. If you do not go on the mission, if you do not complete, if you die here, you just blurk right on into oblivion. Or, in this case, the Challengers of the Unknown Museum, as spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One of the new members refuses to go and immediately goes into their Challenges of the Unknown Museum. Just by being brought over here, he is now a member of it, and therefore he can't. I don't know if that means they can't go on to whatever final resting place their religions or something allow. But it was definitely interesting for me to see that was something that happened to them, because doesn't that interrupt whatever religion or whatever belief somebody might have of the dead? Doesn't that interrupt that process? You know, so it kind of made me think that this whole Challengers thing was a bit kind of villainous, if you will excuse that particular term. But yeah, I don't know if that sat well with me. Well, anyway, the whole issue is basically get to know me. You know, as we're introduced to the characters, we're introduced to the premise of the book, and then they say, here's your mission, go. And really, it ends with the go. So it really depends on how much you're into character here. There's stuff happening, mind you. Like I said, we do see somebody, you know, just decide, you know, I'm not going to do it and then go into oblivion. We do get that. So there are things happening. It's just that you know, it's mainly about meeting these people. And man, you know what? I thought this was going to be kind of more of a bland, but now I'm bland review. But now I'm more talking about it. the more I find out I actually did enjoy it. This is one of the reasons why I like doing these reviews the way I do them, where I'm kind of ranting about it rather than I write it out and I read what I wrote, because sometimes when you do that, you're locked in. This kind of makes me think this did have some good parts to it. This really did have some good scenes to it. So maybe, maybe I need to go read it back one more time. It might be a situation where what is it? The sum of the parts are greater than the whole. I liked that particular scene. I enjoyed that. I did enjoy this aspect, but when you put them all together, it's not bad. But once again, this really does depend on how well you yourself are going to be able to deal with just reading about the characters and such like that. This is not an action-packed book. However, there are things happening, and to me, it was quite interesting. I'm trying to. The bad part about how I do a review is it makes me try to remember the book, and sometimes, like if I do it right away, it works. But this time I read a couple of comics after it before I got to this review, so I'm like, oh, think. So what else? Oh yeah, the corporation, or whatever you want to call it, the challengers. Of course, there's something going on with the heads of the challengers, so you don't know how up and up this particular organization is, and it's kind of weird to call somebody who gets dead people out of death a corporation or whatever, an organization. But yeah, it seems like they're a little fishy. I'm trying to remember anything. Of course, be prepared for a strong female lead. The strong male lead was so strong that he decided he was the one, by the way. I'm the tough guy, and I'm not going to follow your rules. I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to melt and get into your museum, that guy. And I know that kind of rubs some people the wrong way. Not me. I didn't care. I was very much appreciative of the characters. There was one bit where the lady's like, hey, I get to do what I do best. Okay, we've heard that before. And it's like, I get to kill. And, she jumps into battle and such like that. Like I said, there are some things that happen. There are some action scenes and such. So it's not a complete character study, but it's definitely... that's definitely part of it. That's definitely in there, and I am so sounding like the Rain Man now. Yeah, definitely a good comic. Definitely an okay comic. It's definitely an okay comic. The good part, I'm putting a little asterisk on that one, because like I said, I don't know if this book is for everybody, but I definitely think a lot of people are going to read it and go, yeah, okay. I don't think anybody's going to read this and say, holy crap, this was a shitball, and I hate this. I'm going to throw this over here on the pile with America and Iceman. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to do that, but I definitely, I'm pretty sure at the very least you're going to be okay with it, and at the most you're going to really like it, because this is something that's different from a lot of the books that are on the shelf. Because it is what it is, and it truly does not try to be more. That may be a detriment, but it also can be something good, because in the end, really, you're getting an adventure story, and there's no pretense to it. There's no politic behind it. There's nothing other than this adventure story. This is Indiana Jones kind of stuff, and I'm not saying it's as good as Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones is also an unpretentious adventure story. It's not trying to teach you a moral lesson, and thus far in this first issue, there is no moral lesson. It's just, here's the adventure, let's go. And I kind of appreciate that, and in this climate where we're trying to get away from the politic in the comic books, this may be that kind of title. This may be that kind of book that you want to read. The art, I enjoyed. You always have to mention the art when you're doing a comic book review, and I haven't yet. It's not amazing, but it's definitely serviceable to the story. It fits, and that is something you got to apply, I guess. It's a good marriage of story and art, but it's not exactly Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee or Jack Kirby or Neil Adams or anything. We're probably talking about Travis Charest kind of thing. Anyway, Not in style, but you get it, like mid-level. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, so I think I was probably rambling at the 1 second part. Anyway, that's kind of the review style. Once again, it's an unpretentious adventure book. This is more setup than adventure, so be prepared for a character study rather than that adventure story. However, there's action to it, and that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, that is my opinion about the new Challengers. What do you think? Did you buy it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you like me where you're like, hey, it's better than what I thought now that I'm talking about it? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like, share, of course, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts, especially every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on I Love Comics. We do Comic Book Thunderdome, putting two geeks against each other, where they could argue and debate all those arguments and debates you might have in any comic book shop or comic book forum. It's tons of fun. Comic Book Thunderdome, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on I Love Comics. Also, this is the way to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon. The link is in the description below. Drop $1 in the till and help us keep making videos for you and help us get better software and equipment to make better videos for you. We'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.